Hey everybody, welcome back to my Let's Play. Today I'm going to be doing that most famous game, Grear Solid, all the way, all 8 games, all the way to the, we're just going to be doing 3 Dirty Dwarfs. Now, something you may have noticed last time is that the animation style of this game is a bit familiar. Remember this? So, Appaloosa Interactive was based in Hungary at the time, so they hired a local talent as their senior animator. Now, if you check his IMDb page, you'll see the film he was best known for, Felix the Cat, the movie. Yup, if you check the animation style, it matches up quite a bit with 3 Dirty Dwarfs. Just something to keep in mind when you're playing the game. Anyhow, here we go! So last time we beat the pit bully boss, and now we're off to the hills of Bronx to continue our quest to save the children from the military. So this time, the orcs have a new gadget on their sides, which is that little screaming ball that sticks its spikes out. Those things will really mess you up, as you'll see later in this level. Also, notice in the background there seem to be some ninjas that are rappelling off the building. You'll see more of those in the future. So next up, you'll see them taking advantage of the Saturn's hardware yet again with these wrecking balls, which are moving across the plane in which the 3 Dirty Dwarfs walk. You can tell whether or not the ball is going to hit you based on where its shadow is on the ground. Now you see a new mechanic that I didn't show off last time, which is being able to pick up orcs. You can't pick up every enemy, but you can pick up these orcs just by pressing forward and B, and you can throw them into other enemies. I really don't like those spike balls. The sound they make is pretty annoying too. Alright, now we have the first mid-boss, which is this giant rat. This giant rat can really mess you up badly if it attaches itself to you. The gimmick to this fight is that there are multiple rats. You can actually shrink the giant rat back to a normal rat. However, it will make the other rat grow to become the giant rat, so you have to knock off all the rats on the screen. You can see how fast the rat takes down your allies. There, we finally got it. Now you see, if you get hit while you're holding an enemy, you just drop them, and you don't do any damage to them. Now next up is an enemy that gave me all kinds of trouble during my test runs. So there's a female orc with boob physics. If you hit her, she'll instantly fall in love with you and become basically immortal. I assume you can defeat her if you hit her enough, but I never could. In any case, as you can see here, the trick is to grab one of the regular orcs and throw them at her, at which point she'll fall in love with them, and then you can destroy them both. That was really annoying, and thank you to GameFAQs for helping me get through that. Now in the distance, you see that there's a new enemy that makes brick basketballs. I'm not sure how, but it spits out bricks in the shape of basketballs at you. There'll be a few of those throughout the level. There, we got through those orcs. That was annoying. And here's more of those wrecking balls again. And we actually got hit by one this time. It's really hard to judge where their shadows are. You see that Taconic can beat up those little shrieking balls with his bowling balls. Not sure what that 1604 and that archway is supposed to represent. I'm sure it's an inside joke to somebody. Craig's hitting those baseballs just in case anything is going to come at us across the screen. You can tell how real extreme this game is from the body outline on the sidewalk. Even the mook enemies can do a pretty good job wrecking you. And here's another mid-boss, this security guard. He can't seem to tell us from the regular orcs, so we'll just have to beat him up. And he can't seem to do anything to us if we just corner him like this. And he surrenders. Now, last time people in the comments were saying that the 3 dirty dwarves didn't actually look like dwarves, but if you compare them to that security guard, you'll see they are considerably smaller than a normal-sized human. And because we lose our power-ups so quick, let's do the morph attack. You see, we need 3 of those power-ups in order to do a morph attack. And now our final boss, the helicopter. It's pretty easy. And we have left the hills of Bronx. The next boss is the gym house. You see, if you get hit, you become a giant muscle-bound dwarf. You're unable to move. This is one of the first levels that actually uses 3D polygons in order to make the gym house. Golden's Gym. You see, any enemy that has a distance attack that takes a little while to get going is at a disadvantage here. The gym can throw their barbells just about as quickly as you can throw your long-range attack. So you either want someone a little faster than Taconic, or you want to jump around a lot. See, Greg's pretty good at this too, but he doesn't do a lot of damage with his baseballs. Korthog is really good for this level, but as always, everybody can get hit. And as always, we don't know how much damage we're doing to it because this boss has no life bar. As you can see, this thing takes down our dwarves really quickly, so it's a good thing we have 3 of us. Now I start jumping around a lot in order to avoid those barbells. And we now have the second gimmick to this boss fight. Golden's Gym can jump around. It has its own feet. I have no idea why it's doing this, but it just is. You can tell where the gym is based on its shadow on the ground. You have to use ranged attacks on this enemy. Anytime you get close to it, it's just gonna grab you inside and bulk you up. And you have to be careful too, because it's a lot easier to miss the enemy now that it can move around and jump. And I've taken so long at this boss fight, the music ran out. Sorry about that, people. I think this game suffered from the issue of the testers being too good at it. It's just not balanced for the average player. That was interesting. Taconic got hit, but then the Golden's Gym landed on him, so then he appeared as part of our roster again. We didn't have to rescue him. That's kind of nice of the game. And Greg finally took it out. It sinks into the ground, and hopefully we never have to deal with it again. Next we have Bronx by Day, and we have a whole new set of enemies in this one. So the regular orcs have been changed into ones with swords and shields. If you hit them when their shield is up, you can't do any damage to them. However, if you hit them from behind, they die in one hit. Also, if they have their shield up, you can just pick them up and throw them around. And now we face our next foe, the spring animals that you ride down at the park. Once you've knocked an animal off its spring, you can use the spring in order to get the power-ups that are hidden up high. Now don't be fooled by the fact that they can't move. They are in fact fearsome enemies. Oh dear, they just got Korthog. Korthog is having so much fun riding them, he's not able to help us out. Now we can't have Korthog having so much fun. We have to rescue him. Damn it, Spring! Now we might as well use our super morph in order to take out that sword and shield orc. Next up we have a new foe, the ninja orc. They just run at us on a single line, and we don't even have to deal with them, we can just jump over them. Now we have a new mid-boss, the four-armed boxer orc, with the twin hammers on its arm. If you get close to it, it's gonna ball us up and throw us away. The only way to hit it is to do a jump attack. Greg has the most range for his melee attack, so we'll use him. If we hit the four-armed orc back enough, the old lady at the bus stop will hit him. As you can guess, we gotta do this 3 times. And he's off. Couldn't get by that bus stop sign. Getting cornered is really dangerous in this game. You have to watch out for it. Next up is the ninja orc on a bike, delivering pizzas. Just jump and attack him. He'll go down pretty quick. Next up is a very scary enemy. The homeless woman with the duct tape. Oh boy, this one is, yeah. I have homeless friends myself. I also have friends who've been homeless as part of their lives, so this is not cool, guys. This is not cool at all. Anyway, she uses the duct tape in order to tie you up. You have to knock your friends out. Pretty standard. She needs a lot of shooting in order to take her down. Her problem is that she's so big on the screen. She takes up, a good third of the screen just walking around. If you get within her grasp, she's gonna tie you up. So, it's very difficult to take her down. The more eagle-eyed among you may notice that I take a save state in the middle of this fight, so that's how bad this is. I've gotten killed in this one so many times, it's not even funny. Speaking of save states, this is actually the way I'm making it through the game because guess what? This game actually doesn't have a save function to it. So you have to play the whole thing from start to finish. You get infinite continues though, but you know, that only helps so much. Finally. Our old nemesises are back. The rideable spring animals. Curse you, rideable spring animals. You see, you have to be careful when you shoot the rideable spring animals because when they fall off, they can hit you and take your life out. Of course, you can just walk right by them too. You don't have to actually deal with them. Now we have another type of orc. The Molotov cocktail orc. They're pretty easy. Just melee them enough times and they'll go down. I actually really like the variety of enemies that this game has. You have to make animations for all of these weapons. It's just incredible. And you see what happens if we get hit by a Molotov cocktail. Our dwarf gets soot all over them. And we might as well use the 20-sided die as soon as we get it. And now we face the boxer orc. As with the four-armed orc before, their weakness is jumping attacks. If you hit them enough times, they become stunned, and then you can just take your time on them. Yeah, so you thought that 2 of them was hard? Yeah, the next part of the level is going to up the ante a bit. 3 boxer orcs. 1 small and 2 big. As with them all, jumping attacks are their weaknesses. I just use a special attack to take that boxer orc out. And now we have our next enemy, the naked ninja orc. Oh, and the newspapers attack you too here. So you remember all those ninjas that were climbing around in the background at the beginning? Yeah, they finally attack you, and they're naked. And they use jumping attacks all the time. It's like this game is trying to teach you to use jumping attacks or something. So you see, you can kind of stun lock the ninjas. But it takes a lot of luck. I don't want to know what Greg is hitting there. I'm not sure what it means when their sensor bars fly into you. And more of those boxer orcs. Special attacks seem to take him down pretty quick, though. But the super morph attack doesn't even hurt them. That's very strange. Oh no, her again. No! There, drove her off pretty quick that time. And we finally get our final boss, which is this security guard. He's invulnerable when he's in his little hut there, but we can get him out just by hitting that security grate. Just a matter of getting the timing down. There, got him. And he's down. And we can go through the security grate. Bronx by day. Cleared. The next boss is not in fact the bouncing bed. We are going to use the bouncing bed in order to reach the next boss, who's high up above there. So you can only control Greg in this boss fight. Not sure how to control Taconic and Korthog down below. They seem to move around based on where the boss is located though. There, Taconic got hit, so we won't be able to move the bed as fast. I'll have to go down and wake him up. Back on the bed, Greg! Another thing I've noticed is that the boss seems to have invulnerability frames while they're throwing one of their objects. That means I just waste to jump up there and try to hit them when they're about to throw an object down on us. Get up, Korthog! See, Korthog can still move the bed, even though Taconic's been knocked out. But I assume if both of them were knocked out, it would be game over. And the orc is gone. That is all for now. Thank you very much for watching. I played a thing. 3 Dirty Dwarves. Next time, the game's gonna shake up the formula a bit. You will soon see. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.